Hi, Howard Barbanel here on September 11th to give you my impressions of the September 10th presidential debate on ABC. The key thing that Kamala Harris managed to demonstrate is that she can stand and talk for 90 minutes without a teleprompter and without notes and without laughing like a hyena. She also proved that she's very, very good at parrying questions, not answering questions, ignoring questions, and attacking her opponent with all kinds of what can only be described as blood libels. Why blood libels? Because they're incendiary and they are blatantly untrue and they're meant to destroy somebody. The two major blood libels that popped out last night that she kept repeating were the Charlottesville, there were good people on both sides nonsense, which Snopes and the Washington Post and other media have completely debunked as totally fabricated, but it hasn't kept her from hammering that home. And then the Project 2025 thing, which you would think in her mind is the equivalent of the protocol of the Elders of Zion, this nefarious plan to destroy America through conservatism. My God. Meanwhile, Trump has said a bazillion times he's never even read Project 2025. But the Democrats have seized on this as a way to scare people and use it as a boogeyman. I was disappointed that the moderators really were shilling for Kamala. It was kind of a gang up of 3-on-1. Pretty much every question, every tough question, was posed to Trump, and every softball question was thrown at her. And after they got through with a tough question, they would turn it over to Kamala to heap on more criticism and invective on that question. But Trump knew this going in, and Trump subscribes to the theory that any publicity is good publicity, and he believes in publicity 24/7, 365 if he can get it. He can't get enough of it. He never tires of hearing his own voice and knowing that his image is dominating the airwaves and the headlines. Trump was essentially Trump, but a little bit more restrained than we might have thought under the conditions that he was in that he was being baited and attacked. I mean, it was outrageous to me that Kamala was accusing him of being weak. That's really a very creative form of jujitsu. And of course, it's complete nonsense. Kamala really couldn't defend the record of the last 3 years. She didn't want to explain her new policies. She didn't want to explain how it is that she has done a 180-degree turn on so many of her previously far left socialist policies. Um, at the end of the day, I don't think that this debate moved the needle much. I do think that Trump was right to equate her with Biden. I mean, either you're the vice president and the borders are, or you're not. There are many people who will probably be impressed by the fact that Kamala could actually talk for 90 minutes. After 58 years on this earth and a law degree, I would think that's the very minimum that she should be able to demonstrate. I was also disappointed that the moderators did not ask the detailed questions about Kamala's economic plans. There were no follow-ups on even the generalities. And especially ignored was Kamala's $5 trillion tax increase plan that would raise taxes on personal income taxes, capital gains taxes, corporate taxes, any number of taxes. There was also no real grilling on DEI. There was no real grilling on woke ideology. Calling Trump the divisive person when they've been separating people in America by gender and by color is really kind of laughable. At the end of the day, I think that most people have pretty much formed an opinion. The election is going to be decided by 5 to 10% of independent voters and people on the fence who aren't sure what they want to do yet. And it'll also be decided in great measure by voter turnout and what the weather will be in the various places on November 5th, and how many votes will come in early voting, and mail-in voting will also play a part. This cycle, the Republicans are focusing a lot on the early and mail-in voting, and hopefully that will move to their advantage. If I were Trump and he was asking my opinion, I would tell him he needs to focus on three key things. First, he has got to say that they will raise your taxes and I will lower your taxes, or I will lower your taxes and they will raise your taxes. He's got to repeat that again and again and again. He also has to say that that the last 4 years is what you can expect for the next 4 years. And he also needs to repeat constantly that the world has become a very dangerous place with wars and confrontations everywhere, and that he will bring peace, that he is the candidate of peace. Of course, we don't know how he's going to go about doing that, but those, I think, are the three things that he needs to say. And also, to paraphrase from Ronald Reagan, if there's a fourth, he has to keep asking people, are you and the country better off today than you were 4 years ago? And he did touch on a bunch of that in the debate, but I think that those are the main points that he's got to keep hammering away. Hopefully enough people will vote their economic and national security interests so that we can turn back socialism. Really, and again, this is something that needs to be said repeatedly by him and others, which is that this is a binary choice between socialism and capitalism, between the American dream and the socialist dream, and we have to absolutely positively spread that message. And whether there's going to be another debate is anyone's guess, but we've got less than 2 months to the election, and there could not be more at stake for the future of our country than there is right now.